I am Alex Weird, and I am a man. So I just watched Prager U, and they're talking about masculinity, and how men are not manly enough. And here are my glasses, because you don't even get to see my eyes, because I must dominate you with the raw power of my manliness. Look at my shirtless muscles. I can lift things that are heavy. Look, I have no problem with what they're saying. It's not good to try to make dudes girlier, but this is just, it's silly. It's as equally silly as being a friggin' meathead. Here's my manly dog. You know why my dog's manly? Because he's big and he's hard to handle. And there's my manly ass punching bag. And you know what? Here's my manly ass knife. It's phallic and shit. I'll stab you. Okay. So, let's get to the actual content of why I found this annoying. So what they're saying with Prager U is that weak men make bad things possible. Because they don't stand up for good and such. They're passive. Okay. A lot of times people will just give me shit because I don't look for conflict. I'm just chilling out and some asshole says something snarky or like grabs the back of my head and tries to do shit. I'm like, whatever, dude. I'm trying to have my day. That's me being passive. I'm not gonna go out of my way to like reassert my dominance because I don't even, that doesn't register on my radar. It doesn't friggin' push my buttons or whatever it is that Adam Carolla says. Yeah. So, it's bad men or bad people, really, that do bad things. Yes, all it takes for evil to win is for good men to do nothing. But generally, good men or people in general don't do nothing. They're just kind of conflicted about what to do because life is complicated. And if you're promoting, like, say, a strong man that competes in order to provide for his family and for his country, well, that necessarily comes at the expense of other people. Well, maybe not necessarily, but say in the context of a company, there's only so many top dog positions. And if everybody is constantly clusterfuck trying to climb over each other to get there, well, you're going to have unnecessary conflict, and it's probably going to mess up the flow of your day. And I know this is not what they're getting at, but it's kind of where it leads to. They made kind of a good point about how when you feminize men, you sublimate aggression, and that's what we're seeing with a lot of these snarky hipsters. But at the same time, encouraging people to be all ooh-rah and be these providers, especially in today's society. Look, she was talking about how women find strong men that provide and are responsible to be attractive. And TJ Kirk, who I was watching do this, was saying, so you basically want a daddy to take care of you. Look, in today's society, you might be strong enough and capable enough, but you won't necessarily get the position that entails earning the income. And one thing that I keep coming across myself in my experience is, like, people don't necessarily value skills. They value skills that will make money, which, okay, Oprah Winfrey, which I'm sure that these people aren't necessarily big fans of, makes a hell of a lot of money. Britney Spears makes a hell of a lot of money. I could not be Britney Spears because I'm not a friggin' blonde bimbo. No offense. Whatever. I don't know Britney on a personal level, but that's just kind of the image she puts out there. So yeah, being a provider and standing up. Okay, what does standing up really mean? Does it mean military service to your nation? Because oftentimes, military service to your nation entails going somewhere, doing something that was completely unnecessary and fucks up the geopolitical sphere. You're basically, like, selling away your right to protest the action of whatever government is in charge, because once you get there, there's a chain of command, and that's absolutely necessary to have a functioning military. You can't constantly be, at chaos within your unit. So to me, calling things masculine or feminine or trying to assert some kind of a role for people is a bit silly. We should try to just say, hey guys, what we need to do is we need to try to be responsible and get along without being pussies. without being, friggin' snarky little fags to each other. And yeah, I mean, I don't know why this bothered me so much. I guess it's because it's almost like nowadays you see people have this kink for either being really weirdly limp-wristed or all like, let's return to bearded 1860s-ish like tweed jacket, cigar smoking masculinity. It's as bifurcated as the political climate that we're in. And it doesn't make a hell of a lot of sense, because you end up with these cartoon ideas and you kind of oscillate between the two of them. Yeah. I feel like I had more cogent things to say, but I've had a bunch of coffee and I'm just really, really annoyed. And I work a physical job. That doesn't mean that because I work a physical job with kind of a big company, that doesn't mean that I'm going to necessarily be making a lot of money. I could vie for positions in it, but there's a lot of other people in there. So instead, what I have to do with my time is try to create things, which is why I have a website and a YouTube channel, and eventually I might send out some manuscripts to get published, but I prefer doing the independent route and seeing if I can make that work, because I just don't like going through this weird litmus of people's completely subjective opinions oftentimes. There is a lot to be said with going through that gauntlet, but there's also a lot to be said about why it's completely avoidable nowadays due to technology. You might say that's me opting out of a competition, but to me a competition has to have specific parameters for it to make sense, to be an actual game that you can win. That's why sports have games, have referees and such. So when you're talking about like men stepping up and competing, what are you talking about? What's the platform? You have to define it a little bit more than just there's not enough good men doing good things because they're weak now. That's what? Stop it. Stop it. Just enough.